Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to continue our portrait of Beyonce Knowles. If you have not watched part 1, I highly recommend you do that. So without further ado, let's continue with Beyonce Knowles. Before we continue, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the like button. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And now, let's continue with the video. The lead up to her second solo album started at the 2006 BET Awards. There she did a surprise performance of Deja Vu with Jay-Z. The plan was for her to release her second album, B-Day, on her birthday, September 4th, but due to the tracking rules Billboard had at the time, it was pushed up to September 1st. The next song was Ring the Alarm, which is an okay song, but not as strong as Deja Vu. But what saved this album was the third single, Irreplaceable, co-written by Ne-Yo. The song was intended for Chrisette Michele and then himself, but realized the song will fit better for a woman. The song talks about the breakdown of a relationship with an unfaithful man that he could be replaced at any time. By the end of 2006, heading into 2007, Irreplaceable gave Beyonce her fourth solo #1 hit. Other songs included Beautiful Liar with Shakira, Get Me Body, Green Light, and Kitty Cat. On Christmas Day 2006, the movie Dreamgirls was released where she played the role of Dina Jones. She was casted after she found out about the production. She lobbied and signed on for the role. To prepare, Beyonce voluntarily lost 20 pounds and placed herself in a diet of water, lemon, maple syrup, and cayenne pepper, also known as the Master Cleanse. One highlight of the film was the song Listen. In the movie, her character, Dina, was growing tired of being Curtis's pawn, and she wanted to find her own voice. Although the song wasn't meant for Billboard success, peaking at 61, it had a long-time legacy as many singing competition shows covered this ballad. Despite her solid performance in the film, she was outshined by her co-star Jennifer Hudson. Hudson received all the accolades, including Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. Beyonce didn't receive much. Many stated her singing outshined her acting while Hudson was able to balance out both. In 2008, Beyonce quietly married Jay-Z. Not much is known about their dating life as both parties kept their relationship on the low, despite being high-profile celebrities. In 2008, she got 2 more film roles, the first being Cadillac Records. In the movie, she portrayed Etta James. Although the film was well received in this being Beyonce's best film performance, she was met with criticism by none other than Etta James herself. Etta did not like the way the movie portrayed her as a drug addict, and she also had an issue when Beyonce performed this song for President Barack Obama's first inauguration. The next film Beyonce starred in that same year was Obsessed, opposite Idris Elba. This film, however, wasn't well received, as many fans called this a glorified Lifetime movie. In November 2008, her third album, I Am Sasha Fierce, was released. She had not one, but 2 lead singles called If I Were a Boy and Single Ladies. There were some controversies involving If I Was a Boy though. The song was originally recorded by BC Jean, but because she was unable to receive a record deal, the songwriters gave it to Beyonce. That song peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. The other single, Single Ladies, became a smash hit thanks to the video. In the video, she showcased her choreography. The choreo was inspired by the Mexican breakfast performance on the Ed Sullivan Show back in 1969. This video won Video of the Year for the VMAs and BET, and the song itself won Song of the Year at the 2010 Grammys, and to this date, her only win in the general field, and to the surprise of no one, became her 5th solo #1 hit. She then released another pair of double singles called Diva and Halo, with the latter gaining worldwide acclaim, and with 1.3 billion views, it's her highest viewed video on YouTube. She would later team up with another rising pop star named Lady Gaga. First, she appeared on Beyonce's remix of Videophone, and then she returned the favor and appeared on Telephone Remix. After the Sasha Fierce era ended, she took a hiatus from music to enjoy life. Also, this will be the final album to have involvement from her father's management. Reports say that he was dipping in the pot, but sources differ. He was also going through a divorce with his wife, Tina, at the time. Beyonce's hiatus lasted 9 months as she traveled the world and finding time for herself. She then headlined the Glastonbury Festival, and her performance was taped for the 2011 BET Awards. Days later, the album 4 was released. The lead single was yet another woman empowerment anthem called Run the World Girls.
Run the world, girls. Run the world, girls. Run the world, girls.
And her next single, Best Thing I Never Had, was originally supposed to be an up-tempo song, but ended up being a ballad, as most fans call it a sequel to Irreplaceable. But it will be her third single, Love on Top, that will cause a stir. Before she even released this as a single, she made a surprise performance at the 2011 VMAs, and at the end of the performance, she made a big announcement, an announcement that broke the internet. This was a joy for her, as she was coming off a quiet miscarriage the year prior. As for the song, it's one of the hardest songs to sing, as it has numerous key changes, and B had to really exercise her vocal range, and it's probably her best vocal performance yet. In January 2012, Blue Ivy Carter was born. 4 months afterwards, she performed at a residency at the Revel Atlantic City Ovation Hall, and she did this to show new mothers that work doesn't stop for anyone. In January 2013, she sang the national anthem at President Barack Obama's inauguration. The national anthem she sang was pre-recorded, and she lip-synced the performance.
Well, I am a perfectionist, and one thing about me, I practice until my feet bleed, and I did not have time to rehearse with the orchestra. It was a live television show and a very, very important, emotional show for me, one of my proudest moments. And due to the weather, due to the delay, due to no proper sound check, I did not feel comfortable taking a risk. It was about the president and the inauguration, and I wanted to make him and my country proud. So I decided to sing along with my pre-recorded track, which is very common in the music industry, and I'm very proud of my performance.
The next month, she performed halftime at the Super Bowl, and it was declared one of the greatest Super Bowl halftime shows of all time. Her performance was so massive, she knocks out the power later in the game, which caused a 30-minute delay. In December 2013, without warning, without notice, without preparation nor lead-up, she released her 5th self-titled album. The album was headlined by the duet called Drunk in Love, with none other than Jay-Z. The song served as a sequel to Crazy in Love. The song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, kept out of the top spot by Katy Perry and Juicy J. Drunk in Love won 2 Grammys for Best R&B Performance and Song respectively. The next single was Partition. The video depicts sexual fantasies of a bored and rich housewife. It held a controversial line involving Monica Lewinsky. The unexpected rollout changed the game for music. Since this rollout, artists like Taylor Swift with Folklore and Drake, most recently with Honestly Nevermind, have used this rollout with success. In 2014, her husband and her daughter presented her with the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award at the 2014 MTV Video Music Awards. Later that year, she released the video for the song 7-Eleven. The video showed Beyonce hanging out and dancing in a hotel with her friends. The video was well received despite not having a massive budget. As for its charting success, it peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the video won Video of the Year at the 2015 BET Awards. In 2016, she once again found herself on the stage at Super Bowl 50, sharing the stage with Bruno Mars and headliners Coldplay. There she performed her newest single, Formation, but the performance was met with controversy. While the Super Bowl was celebrating its 50th inception, her performance paid homage to the 50th anniversary of the Black Panther Party forming, and at the time, the NFL forbid political statements. Now let's talk about the Formation video. Directed by Melina Matsoukas, the video sets a scene in New Orleans. The video starts off with Beyonce and the police and Scepter submerged in water. This made reference to the Hurricane Katrina that devastated New Orleans, to criticize the police and government's response to that disaster. She then is seen dancing in an empty swimming pool in homage to Dorothy Dandridge, dipping her toe in the swimming pool, and a worker drained the entire pool because of it. The video also makes many Black Lives Matter subliminals, and Blue Ivy makes a cameo. The video received massive acclaim despite right-wing media bashing it. It received many accolades like these, and these. And with this, she became the most winningest artist at the MTV Video Music Awards. And oh yeah, it had one big accolade. The song would eventually peak at number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. In April 2016, she released a 1-hour visual on HBO called Beyonce Lemonade. The visual showcased all 12 tracks off of Beyonce's upcoming album, which was released that same day. Her next single was Sorry. The song, and perhaps the album itself, made speculations towards her husband Jay-Z. Jay was accused of cheating when Beyonce quoted the line,
"You better call Becky with the good hair."
which he admits. This could have been the end of their relationship, but there was a reason why she and he stayed together. Many claim that this was Beyonce's most acclaimed album, and Lemonade was certified triple platinum. She continued her Grammy winning streak, winning Best Urban Contemporary Album, but a week prior to the show, she announced that she was pregnant with twins, and that's the main reason why she stayed with Jay-Z. The twins were fraternal, with a girl named Rumi and a son named Sir. Before Lemonade was released, she launched her own business with Ivy Park with Sir Philip Green, but years later would solely own it with her Parkwood ownership after Green's allegations surfaced. By 2019, she will collab with Adidas, a partnership that still stands to this day. Beyonce's music by 2017 through 2019 had quieted down. In late 2017, she collabed with Ed Sheeran on the Perfect remix, which helped send the song to number 1. In 2018, she was named a headliner at the Coachella Festival. While we'll talk about that performance a little later, let's just say her performance was the most watched performance on YouTube. In the summer of 2018, she teamed up with Jay-Z to record their long overdue duet album under the name The Carters. The album was called Everything Is Love and was known for the single 8 with Quavo uncredited on ad-libs. After the album released, the pair embarked on their On the Run 2 tour. The tour grossed over $250 million. The album, however, went gold, underselling their own standards for both artists. 2019 saw a bit of success for Beyonce. She released her Homecoming documentary, which documents her preparations for her Coachella performance the year prior. Her performance was praised for paying homage to historically black colleges and universities, having a live marching band, and her 100 dancers. During her performance, she reunited with Kelly and Michelle of Destiny's Child. The documentary was well received and won a Grammy for Best Music Film. The documentary influenced and mocked by many celebrities like Tyler Perry, Regina Hall, and Taylor Swift. After releasing the documentary, she released the live album, which included the song Before I Let Go, a remake of the classic Frankie Beverly and Maze song. In the same year, she was given a voice role as Nala on the underwhelming remake of The Lion King. In the movie, she recorded the remake of Can You Feel the Love Tonight with Donald Glover, and she included a new song, Spirit, which was included on the Lion King The Gift soundtrack. In 2020, a song by Houston rapper Megan Thee Stallion called Savage was rising on the charts thanks to TikTok. B gave it a listen and she loved what she heard and told Megan that she would jump on the track. The song, which was already surging, took off even further and eventually reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. In the summer of 2020, during the Black Lives Matter movement, Beyonce released a charity single called Black Parade. She then released another visual album called Black is King on Disney+. In 2021, she became the all-time winningest artist at the Grammys after winning Best R&B Performance, Best Rap Performance and Song with Megan Thee Stallion, and Best Music Video for Brown Skin Girl. And because her daughter was featured in the video, she became one of the youngest to win a Grammy. And while we're on the topic of Blue Ivy, she also became the youngest to win a Moon Man at the VMAs, and the year prior, she became the youngest to win a BET Award. In 2022, Beyonce reactivated her social media accounts. According to the Beehive, that means she was releasing new music. The reactivation led her to release the lead single for her next album called Break My Soul. Break My Soul used the Robin S. song Show Me Love as house music was making a comeback. The song was met with controversy, albeit a nitpick. She released the song around the same time Drake released his surprise project Honestly Nevermind. Allegedly, some said Drake knew something about the song, so he rushed released his album. And let's be real, Beyonce's one song was better than that entire house project by Drake. Break My Soul would reach number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her first solo number 1 since Single Ladies. Renaissance Act 1 was released in July 2022. The album debuted at number 1 and it sold about 300,000 first week. But as of the making of this video, no visual made. At the Grammys, she led all artists with 8 nominations. She won Best Traditional R&B Performance for Plastic Off the Sofa, Best R&B Song for Cuff It, Best Dance Electronic Recording for Break My Soul, and Best Dance Electronic Album for Renaissance Act 1, and with this she became the all-time winningest individual, artist, producer, engineer, etc. All in all, Beyonce is a global music icon. If it wasn't for her, many female artists wouldn't exist, and that concludes the portrait of Beyonce. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.